While returning home from my sister's place in Massachusetts a few weeks ago, I was delayed by weather and I was stuck at an airport hotel in Charlotte for the night. So while relaxing at the bar after dinner, I met a fellow traveler and told him about my upcoming trip to Florence in November. I told him my plan was to find a small, off-the-beaten-path kind of cities that were accessible by train. So he suggested the city of Bergamo because it was an old medieval walled town and that it had much of its original character. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I plan my trip to Bergamo and what I'm going to see. Bergamo is just northeast of Milan. It built itself around this old city, which is at the very top, highest point of the area. The city is near Milan and the Milan airport, making it very metropolitan. But because it has this very quaint old city portion of it, that draws all the tourists like me, because I really like to see all that medieval character. The Città Alta, meaning upper city, is the old city, which is filled with narrow cobblestone lanes and piazzas and palazzos, museums, a cathedral, a basilica, and many other churches. The Venetian walls are still intact, and you can actually walk a complete loop that stretches around 6 kilometers around the old city. The old city still has its narrow cobblestone lanes, which means there's less traffic inside the city walls, making it very walkable. To get there, I would take a fast train from Florence to Milan, which takes about 2 hours, and then change to a regional train for about 50 minutes to get into Bergamo. From the train station in Bergamo, I have to walk a mile to get to the funiculare, which goes up to the old city that takes about 3 minutes. Once I'm in the upper old town, everything is quite walkable. The Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore is absolutely breathtaking. It was built in 1133 by Bergamo's citizens with hopes that it would protect the city from the plague which was hitting northern Italy at the time. The Bergamo Cathedral is just as awe-inspiring. Cathedrals have been built on this spot as early as the 9th century, and this newest cathedral was built on its location around the 1400s. The baptistry, which is just outside the main cathedral, was constructed in 1340. The Piazza Vecchio, meaning Old Piazza, is a public plaza that has wonderful buildings around it, one of which was built in the 11th century. There are many palazzos and palaces from the rich families back in the day, and Palazzo Giardini Moroni was one that I'll definitely try to do a walkthrough because it would really show how those rich and famous lived back in the day. Since it's a 3-hour train journey to get back to Florence, I'll see as much as I can before having to find a place for lunch and then take the funiculare back down to the main train station and then take the train down to Florence before it gets too late.